welcome back. Thank you for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It really does help when you do that. So today, folks, I've got a brand new pedal to show you from one of my favourite pedal manufacturers. Now, over in Spain is a small, I think one-man pedal company called Decibelics, run by a lovely chap called Guillem. I believe that's the correct pronunciation of his name. And in the last few years, Guillem has put out, I think, 3 different circuits in various guises and shape of pedal, but 3 fundamental circuits. And every time he's done that, it's become the ultimate version of that circuit that has ever existed, essentially. So it all started with the Golden Horse circuit, which is his take on the Klon Centaur. And there's videos online of him comparing his pedal to a big money gold original Centaur, and it is indistinguishable. It is identical in every sonic way. And that pedal has quickly become one, if not the ultimate clone that people lust after online. It's known for just being sonically perfect. He then did the Angry Swede, which is his take on the Boss HM2 heavy metal pedal. It's got the lowest noise floor of any of those type of pedal out there. It's super quiet and is very held in very high regard in that world of kind of like the Swedish heavy metal type playing. Is absolutely adored in those circles. And he also has the Reverend, which is his take on the Bixonic Expandora circuit, and again it just nails the sound of those originals. So with all of those pedals, he's taken the original circuit and given you the most sonically identical version he possibly can. But at the same time, a lot of extra functionality that just takes those circuits and just pushes the boundaries of what they're capable of and makes them a lot more versatile. And that is exactly what Guillem has just done with a classic overdrive circuit, specifically the Marshall Bluesbreaker Mk1 pedal from the 90s, loved by the likes of John Mayer and many other people. And it's been much cloned over the years too, especially by a certain American boutique manufacturer with something of a waiting list for them. So Guillem has done a similar type concept, but as always given you the ultimate version of that pedal and then a lot more. So this here is the brand new Decibelics Rivus. Now you'll notice a couple of toggle switches on the front here, and they are 2 of the keys of getting the most out of this circuit. So the first switch here is a mode switch. Now I never actually knew this, but pre-1995 was a slightly different Bluesbreaker circuit to post-1995. So in the down position you get the pre-95 sound. It's a little bit kind of thicker in the low end, a little bit warmer, just a more polite sounding pedal. In the up position you get the post-95 sound, and it's broadly similar. You get a little bit more gain, which is more obvious when you turn the gain up when you flip between the 2 modes, but more than anything it tightens up the low end a bit and just gives you a little bit more kind of snarl and cut. It's a slightly more aggressive sound post-1995. Now on the left you also get this clip switch. Now in the down position it is a soft clipping overdrive, just like the original. So if you're after the classic Marshall Bluesbreaker sound, you want the down position for a sort of nice soft-edged overdrive. In the up position though, it switches the clipping to hard clipping, so it makes it a little bit more distortion-like. It's still not super high gain, but it just gives you a harder, more aggressive and raspy edge to everything. But the middle position is really interesting because what it does is it drops all of the clipping diodes out of the circuit entirely. And I'm not sure exactly what it is inside the pedal that is clipping. It might be the op amp, it could be other components elsewhere in the circuit, but it gives you a very hard-edged, punchy sound, but fairly low gain at the same time. It's a very unique sound. So it can do a kind of very nice clean boost in that mode, but to me it's much more interesting cranking the gain up. It's very dynamic, but still very hard-edged. So some really interesting settings alone. But that's not all. Inside this pedal is a dip switch. Now this is a gain switch, so it can give you the classic low gain Marshall Mk1 Bluesbreaker thing, but you can also up the gain from low to medium to high. So between the 2 dip switches and the internal dip switch, by my bad maths, that's 18 different settings before you even go anywhere near the gain, level and tone controls. Now, much like the original pedal, you really do have to push the level and the gain control to get it to break up and match unity level, which is, I had a Mk1 Bluesbreaker until a few years ago. That's exactly what the originals were like, so this is incredibly true to the originals. You still have to push the level and the gain. But it is an absolutely astonishing sounding pedal. It sounds exactly like the original Mk1, but with so much more functionality. So what I'm going to do today, folks, to hopefully show you the full breadth of what this pedal can do is 2 bits of playing. Firstly, I'm going to put this pedal in its happy place. Now, of course, the Bluesbreaker name refers to Eric Clapton playing with John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers, especially on the Beano album. It's kind of shooting after that kind of low gain, dynamic, but slightly kind of aggressive tone. So I'm going to firstly use a Les Paul type guitar into a Marshall JTM45, set clean and flat, and let the Rivus do its magic. So that's where the classic sounds will come in. But I'm also going to go through the different gain ranges and the mode and all of that. But secondly, I'm going to use some single coils into a Fender type amp and internally switch it to the high gain mode and do a similar thing, run through all the settings to show you what difference the gain switch makes inside and how it interacts with single coils, cleans up on the volume control, all of that. So hopefully the 2 bits of playing will show you the full breadth of what this pedal can do. So I cannot wait to show this to you today, folks, because Decibelics is one of my favourite manufacturers and Guillem just makes outstanding bits of kit, and this is no exception. So without further ado, folks, here we go. So there we are, folks. Now please do comment underneath, let me know what you thought of the brand new Decibelics Rivus today. I love chatting nerdy guitar stuff with you folks down in the comments section. Now, to me, set to the kind of standard Bluesbreaker settings, this pedal just nails the sound of the original I used to have, and all the clones I've played. It just sounds right. And having the two different modes, as I said in the intro, I didn't realise it ever really changed in those Mk1s, but it gives you two subtly different voicings. One a little bit more aggressive and punchy, one a little bit more warm and polite. And the clipping switch is so handy because you get all those classic low gain overdrive sounds, but you can make it hard edged. The middle no diode position is just kind of really unique, very punchy but very dynamic, and hard edged but without sounding aggressive. It's just a very interesting mode there. But having the gain switch inside is also worth its weight in gold, because as you heard between the two bits of playing, in the low gain mode it has that kind of classic sound where you have to crank the controls a little bit like the original, but when you put it into the high gain mode, the maximum gain of low gain is kind of minimum gain of the high gain, and you can just take it into pure distortion territory, and it sounds absolutely godly when you do that. The guitar was always kind of on the edge of feedback, super harmonically rich, cleans up beautifully with the guitar's volume control, but it's just a wonderful, super versatile version of that classic circuit. But as always, folks, those are just my thoughts, so please do let me know yours underneath. I love hearing from you guys on all this sort of stuff. So thank you ever so much for watching, folks. I hope this video was interesting and useful for you. There'll be a link in the description to where you can check out this brand new pedal on the market. And yeah, please do carry on subscribing. I know I always say it, but it makes a big difference when you hit subscribe. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.